right. We back. I was in a goddamn genjutsu. For whatever reason, the sumbitch was not going live. I had to restart my goddamn computer. You know there's all kinds of things that go wrong when it come to me. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what's happening? We are officially back live for the crash out, goddammit. Monday night Raw. Get these receipts up out of here. Lord knows I ain't pay that goddamn money. My parents can't know. I got receipts in their doggone name, but that's neither here nor there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, get my Triforce ready. It is I, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis, here back in Hold My Nuggets studio for Monday Night Raw Crash Out. We are approximately 2 weeks away from Wrestlemania 41, and I am excited, goddammit. I'm excited. I'm glad to be back in the building, kicking it with y'all in the house. We're going to get to the donations in the building. Shout out to everybody resubscribing over on Twitch. It's been a 2-week sabbatical since we went live, or maybe 2.5, whatever the case just so happened to be. We are back, goddammit. And we've got a triple threat at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky for the women's World Heavyweight Champion. Well, World Championship is not quite heavyweight, but that's neither here nor there. We're in the building, goddammit. We're in the building. Shout out to my first-time chatters over on Twitch. Candace, back in the building. What's going on, Candace Leach? How is it going? The Green Bay fans are out. What's going on? Go down the list, say hello to the people. Virgo, Mr. Lakes, Starfighter Grid, Olivia, Desan, Money, Bucks, Matt, Jeremiah, Kayla, Gig, Grant, Ajax, 8 months in the building. Macho in the house, what's good? Deuce, Jeremiah, Chi-Chi, Clay Lewis, King Jada, Artist, Phillip. What is happening? Mr. Two-Face, what's going on? By the way, I'm watching Netflix, but the international VPN, big shout out to Paul once again, holding it down. So Bailey has already made her entrance, and now it's Lyra Valkyria making her entrance as well. I am ecstatic to talk about what has since transpired in the WWE and the world of wrestling. So it's going to be a good time. Feel free to bring the conversation regarding, you know, the past couple of weeks on Raw and on SmackDown. But let's get it going, man. Let's have ourselves a very good Monday Night Raw. Let's have ourselves a very, very good Monday Night Raw. Oh, you going out there to SmackDown? Well, how cool is that? Matt said, where alibi? Look like I just got done casting a spot. What do you mean casting a spot? Chasing a spot. Chasing a spot. Well, I look like I've been doing crime? What part of the game is this? Oh, who won the national championship? The women won yesterday for UConn. Who won today? Was it Houston? King Jada Artist said, wear the chain. Good question. Good question. Good question. Let's get that on now. Oh, it hasn't started? I thought it was at 3. I'm tripping. Or maybe that was just the game on Sunday. The men play tonight at 8:30. Well, there it is. But whatever the case may be, all right, now we good. Now we good. Now we good. Now we good. But Friday Night SmackDown was very interesting. I watched Raw. Well, I should say I watched SmackDown this morning, so it's fresh in my mind as to what since transpired. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Lyra Valkyria, Big Booty Bailey going down. What do I think of the Charlotte moment? Oh, yes, I'm glad that you asked me about that. First and foremost, Charlotte, for one, this happened because Charlotte absolutely cooked Tiffany the past couple of weeks. But then furthermore, It was incredibly uncomfortable to watch. It was incredibly uncomfortable to watch. It seemed as if Charlotte was unprepared for the amount of boos that were going to be coming in. Chicago absolutely took over the segment. Tiffany Stratton got all of her words in. And ultimately, what made it so dumb on Charlotte's part was, after seeing how she wasn't able to recover from the interjection from the crowd, she verbally said to Tiffany, hey, I'm going to let you get the last word in. Tiffany did. And then Charlotte says, that's why Kaiser's in my DMs. Where did that come from? Like, obviously, Tiffany went below the belt, but in wrestling, you want to have an element of realism. This wasn't the way to do it. Overall, I think it was a win for Tiffany, but it was a bad look for this particular match at Mania, because it's next to maybe, well, I think Gunther and Jey Uso has since picked up after last week's near murder of Jimmy. But Tiffany and Charlotte currently right now have an incredibly weak story. So these next couple of weeks, they're going to have to pick it up. And you know there's going to be like some sort of physicality that's going to transpire, as we've got an Intercontinental Women's Championship on the line right now. Lyra Valkyria taking on Big Booty Bayley, 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 big booty Bayley. I'm going to lose my voice. All right. Let it be known in the chat who you guys got coming out on top. Actually, let's see if we can put up a poll over here, because it's the first time that we back in the building. For who's coming out on top. I think Lyra Valkyria is going to win, by the way, but I would not mind if Bayley comes out on top.
14 grams of
2-segment match. I'd highly doubt somebody messes around and interjects. I don't see that one happening. Bayley. Shit! I need it!
Candace Leach 41
right,
just subscribed.
And let it be known what's going on here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me figure out what the hell's going on over here. Oh, Lord. Hold on. Wait, let me get this before it messes around and cuts in the midst of the stream. All right. We should be fine now. Okay. Oh, Jeff in the building. What's going on? Lyra Valkyria one-on-one with Bayley. In the meantime, let me take a look before we get right back to Tiffany and Charlotte. Let me get a look at the donations coming in. Ryan said, who's winning, Florida or Houston? I'm going with H-Town. Shout out to In the Clutch. Hopefully they can see their city mess around and get themselves a national championship. Dwayne put 2 on it, said, can't wait for Jaden versus Naomi. I'm excited for that match. Sargon said, you missed Triple Cheeks. Oh, did I? In the earlier segment, I saw it. The stream, unfortunately, didn't begin. But here we are. Ajax, 8 months in. Triggy Trey, a 2 on it, said, you was at SmackDown Friday and saw Cody versus Solo. You know Cody came out on top, and I'm sure you had yourself a very good time as Lyra Valkyria is hitting Bayley with all kinds of European uppercuts. Then she's kicking her in the shin. Now she's kicking her in the face. And now Bayley's on the ground, and Lyra's got all kinds of offense. Sargon put 50 on it. I would take a drink, but unfortunately it's finished. This here Asian, Japanese whiskey, if you will. By the way, the marathon is this Sunday, so it is going to be a brutal, brutal week of training. Sargon said, we back. What's up, Chisel? You got a question for me? Been wondering, what's the best wrestling character phases? Like, for example, Rock and Hollywood Rock, Matt Hardy, Broken Matt Hardy. What's the best character phases, in my opinion? Best character phases, I think nothing trumps The Undertaker. If The Undertaker never had the American Badass, I don't think he would qualify, because most people wouldn't look at mean Mark Calloway because he was in WCW. So I would have to say The Undertaker and the American Badass. I don't think there's a better character phase than that, because The Undertaker is the single greatest gimmick in WWE history. But You didn't say so a number of different characters. I mean, Stone Cold would qualify because you have the Ringmaster that's there as well. Was that a pretzel swing? No, was it pretzel swing? I forget what. No, I forget what the name of the maneuver was, but very, 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 very good move there. Kasha, put 20 on it. So hi, Chisel. So pretty much your husband said he cheated on you with multiple exes, with his ex multiple times, and he was like, I don't want you no more. So I give a little bit, but turns out his best friend wants you, and now you're dating. Well, whoa. Whoa. I was unprepared for that. For one, sorry that happened. Whoa. So his best friend wants you, and now you're dating. But he cheated on you with his ex multiple times, and then said he ain't want you no more. So I would assume a divorce has happened, right? Or you're still legally married, just separated, and this is going on. Whatever the case may be. For one, hopefully you're all right. There's that. But damn, sorry to hear that. Now, if there's children involved, this is a whole different situation. You're separated. Okay, so get your affairs in order. No pun intended. I mean, now's not the time. Get your things in order, and then ultimately work towards, I guess, getting the separation completed into the divorce, and then move forward from there. Very sorry that happened. It's kind of wild, to say the least. But hopefully you're doing all right emotionally. And screw him. Fuck him. Not anymore, of course, because he cheated. But boo, your husband. Or soon to be ex. Boo. Tomatoes in the chat for him. Tomatoes in the chat for him. William said, welcome back, sir. Weech, 11 months of sobriety. Shout out to William. By the way, Intercontinental Women's Championship match going on right now. Yeah, boo, tomatoes. Boo. Boo, tomatoes. Sounds like Edge and Matt. Well, similar. Yes. Yes. In this case, he'd be legal. But I mean, in the origin of that, if I'm not mistaken, it was Lita who stepped out on Matt? I don't know. I can't recall.
Mr. LG
That's neither here
just
nor there.
resubscribed for 8 months. What's up, Chiseled 8 months in LFG.
Mr. DLG, I appreciate you. But women's Intercontinental Championship match still going down right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is Bayley and Lyra Valkyria one-on-one, middle of the ring for the women's IC Championship. I should turn this light on. Hold on. Turn this light on. I wasn't very smart. All right. There we are. Bayley acting more aggressive. Indeed, she is. I guess she recognized she has to go to another level in order to go and get this W. And to be honest with you, Bayley winning this match, actually, I wouldn't have anything against it because I don't envision a circumstance where the Women's IC Championship will be defended at WrestleMania. So since that's the case, a title change here can actually bring a lot of more entrants. Oh, damn, they about to go to commercial. But I wouldn't mind if there was a title change right now. I wouldn't have an issue with that. Sargon Pateno said Lyra got some gluten-free cheeks. Bayley got the big booty Bayley. Io got the pound cake. Bianca got the chocolate cake. And Rhea got that moist cake. They all make you go Tamatonga mode. Feels good to be back. Sir, there's no way that you waited these 2 weeks to be this incredibly horny. You got to relax. Where's my... You've got to relax, sir. Quell your horniness. But I will agree with you this much. Bayley does have that. Yeah! Damn, look at big booty Bayley. Big booty Bayley. But we got to relax. Nonetheless, it's Lyra Valkyria Bayley still going at it during the commercial break. Still going at it during the commercial break. Yeah, Bayley's got all the offense right now. Lyra is in all kinds of trouble. And keep in mind, Lyra is still the inaugural. God damn, Bayley just went for not necessarily a suicide dive, but she completely missed. Oh, no. Oh, but Bayley just caught Lyra, and she got a Bayley to belly outside the ring. God damn. Bayley to belly outside the ring. Lyra Valkyria is down. Now, a ring out doesn't change, hands of the title. Hold on. And I get to the yams. Oh, Lord. Both ladies are down right now outside the ring. I believe we should be back from commercial break, but good God. Oh, both ladies jump into the ring. They beat the count. God damn. Hold on. Wait a minute. They got extra physical out of nowhere. Now, granted, Bayley was already being a little bit more aggressive than usual, but I wasn't ready for that. Shorty went for like the suicide dive or something of that nature outside the ring, completely missed. Lyra went for a damn baseball slide, completely missed, ends up getting a Bayley to belly outside the ring. Now, I will say this much. For the cohesiveness of the match and things to make sense, Bayley's got to go and take advantage right now and mess around and get this W, because you hit what you used to be your finisher outside the ring. There's no way that this doesn't create an element of pain for her opposition. But that's neither here nor there. Jonathan said, who do I think is more likely to win the IC four-way? Your money is on Penta. I actually believe it will be Penta as well. Or, believe it or not, it's either going to be Penta or it's going to be Dom. It's going to be Penta or it's going to be Dom. All I know is Braun is not walking out as champion. Then again, it's today or no, it's at WrestleMania. I just don't see them keeping the title on Braun, because all roads lead to Braun becoming champion, most likely at SummerSlam or at Survivor Series. There's no way that they don't have Braun go and win the title. Or if they have Braun win the Money in the Bank, that's not a problem either, to be honest with you. I'm going to stop the poll now because it's been long enough. So 56% says that Lyra will retain over on YouTube. Meanwhile, on Twitter, 90% is leading towards Bayley. Well, I'll be damned. All right, we shall see. We shall see. Black Freakazoid said, can't lie, the build for WrestleMania has been lackluster. Cena, Cody not throwing hands. Very first confrontation had to be flabbergasted. Well, had you flabbergasted. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, my God, buckle bomb. The goddamn flip somersault buckle bomb on Lyra. Lyra's in trouble, bro. There's no way Bayley's not going to come out with a W here. She about to drop that doggone elbow in the corner. There's no way we don't hear a new WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. Yeah! Damn, look at Big Booty Bayley, big booty Bayley. There's no way it doesn't happen here tonight. Lyra Valkyria got Bayley on the damn, she's on the second rope. No, it's a counter by Bayley. No, it's not. Lyra's got her in the corner. She's looking for that slide. Nope. Tornado DDT and she's holding on. She's got it with a suplex back to back. Lyra's got all kinds of control right now. Bayley's got to kick out. She gets that shoulder up. Macho Patu on it. Said Roman versus Seth versus Punk, the most unpredictable match. Actually, yes, it is. It truly is, because it can go either way. And either way, it can make sense. Either way, it can make sense. Who that for life? Chris Batuon said, don't know what he talking about. Cena Cody been fired? I actually disagree. Cena Cody hasn't necessarily been fired, because we're not going to see Cena for the remainder. We haven't seen The Rock since. I don't think it's been fired. It's been lackluster, especially in contrast to what we saw last year in Cody versus The Rock, Cody versus Roman, and the entire encompassing story. Now, granted, it was like the crescendo of the story, because it had been being built for what would be the totality of a year and a half, but nonetheless, we haven't seen enough. Did I see the favor segment? Yes, I did, but we're bringing up to a conclusion, or I should say we're working to a conclusion of this women's IC championship match, so this is going to be my primary focus. We're going to get on the remainder of the storylines at the conclusion of this match. Rose Plant, no, it's a counter. Lyra countered the Rose Plant. She's got on roll up. Oh, wow. Lyra won off a roll-up, and Bayley's lost.
Congratulations!
See, if Bayley just went for the motherfucking... we would have had a new IC Women's Champion. If Bayley went for the... she would have put Lyra away. If only Bayley went for the... Lyra would have been staring at the lights. If Bayley went for the... she would have became a new goddamn, champion. You've got to be kidding me. Bayley lost this match? I'll be damned. I will be damned. As the match continued to go, I believed more in Bayley. Initially, I believed that Lyra would win this match, but as the match was going forth, I thought Bayley had it. I'll be damned. Big match from Lyra. And remember what I said when both women became champion. When Lyra became the women's IC champion, Chelsea Green became the women's United States champion. I said they're both of the right women won. Lyra will be the workhorse champion. Chelsea Green's going to be like the whole character kind of, well, not necessarily character development, but the character that makes the title, whatever the case may be. I love the fact that Lyra's been having good match after good match. She had a good match with Ivy Niles. Some people didn't like it. I liked it. Right now, she's had a good match with Bayley right there. I don't see her having a match at Mania, but nonetheless, this was a good match between these two women. Sargent put 2 on, say, who takes the title off Lyra then? I think Lyra should hold the title for a bit. Let her go out there and cook. I wouldn't want to say a returning Becky Lynch. Oh, wait a minute. Bayley just slapped away Lyra's hand. Oh, wait, she just went back in. Oh, she hugged her. Damn. Hit her with a Bayley to belly, Bayley to belly, Bayley to belly, Bayley, belly to belly, Bayley. Oh, no, she didn't do it. She's holding her hand up. Come on, Bayley. Hit her right now. Hit her right now, Bayley. Hit her right now, Bayley. Hit her right. Oh, damn, Bayley left. Bayley left. I thought Bayley was going to hit her. Damn. Pain. But yeah, to answer your question, Sargent, who would take the title off of Lyra? I think she could hold it for a bit. Honestly, it's got obviously another woman in the mid card. Who would I want to see take that title off of her? I would want somebody to further legitimize the title, because people are going to say, well, it's an upstart in Lyra, so maybe it should go to somebody else who's there in the middle. But you know what? I wouldn't mind if it's somebody like a Bayley, somebody who's well established. So somebody like a Bayley, I wouldn't have a problem with that. EO's doing a thing in the main title picture, so I think her or a Rhea or a Bianca necessarily wouldn't work. I'm thinking about the Raw women's roster. Liv actually taking that title would be great as well. I wouldn't have an issue with Liv getting her hand on that title either. That would be cool. Or if you want to start with like upstart ladies, people from NXT, I don't necessarily want somebody who moves up to go and get their hands on there, because I think they got women on the main roster right now who could put their hands on that. So I would say either Liv or Bayley, because I want somebody who's like been there, done that, well established. Liv took last year to go and fully establish herself. I think Liv would be a very powerful IC champion. These motherfuckers is bumping stomachs. Who wins the triple threat? You hope EO wins. Believe it or not, I actually am pulling for EO as well. I know some folks want to see Bianca be the have like a Undertaker kind of WrestleMania streak, but she did indeed lose in the Battle Royal. So it is a knock on her record per se. And truly, you have to take into account, like, there's back-to-back weeks in which the crowd is booing Bianca. I don't know why they're booing Bianca, because she hasn't done anything that warrants her being booed. In fact, Rhea is somebody who's been doing things that warrant being booed. But whatever the case may be, I think EO should actually retain at WrestleMania, because a lot of people wouldn't see that coming. Matt, put 5 on it. Said, you trying to have a 6-pack challenge with Jade, Rhea, Liv, Alexa, and Bayley. You apologize for your outburst. Can you get a gat? You need it. Oh, Lord in heaven. Oh, Lord in heaven. This gentleman right here turned into the doggone stream, happened to see the ladies and said, posters, traps, and he appears. The chiseled Adonis is horny. Chiseled Adonis is horny. Yeah! Damn! Ooh!
Are you looking for some wood?
I need it! Ludwig Kaiser currently talking to the populace. Let's see what Ludwig got to say. He's being interviewed right now by Kathy Kelly. And it seems like he's trying to work his way into that IC championship match. Sergeant But51 said, American made facing LWO again. Why it's a dead horse feud at this point. By the way, who I got winning the tag titles? Well, I got New Day winning the titles here tonight.
Subscribed for 18 months.
Ludwig said he was going to address the elephant in the room, had nothing to say about Charlotte. I still don't know why Charlotte, oh, here comes the LWO now. But because they had Ludwig have his interview with Kathy Kelly just now, I'll say this much regarding Charlotte and Tiffany, just to close out my thoughts on the entire situation. It's a very, very badly built feud because they had Tiffany look weak for so long. And truly, the entirety of this feud, Charlotte hasn't looked weak with the exception of the one time that Tiffany attacked her. Here's the problem. Charlotte selected Tiffany how long ago? It's been well over a month. There's been 6 shows, 5, 6 shows. Tiffany stood tall once. And last week, the promo wasn't even really a W for Tiffany. It was just a, oh my God, Charlotte looks terrible. So it's bad. I will say this much. Charlotte looks really, really bad in this feud because it comes off as if she's unwilling to even be professional with Tiffany. And that sounds like I have insider information, but I don't. But that's what it comes off like. When they had the promo where they're both cutting, or I should say they're having the interview segment where they're essentially talking over each other. You heard me prior to where I said the split interview never works unless it's a situation where one person speaks and the other person lets the other person speaks, and you're not having a situation where people are cutting each other off, because Riddle and Rollins was the best one that we had seen in a very long time, and nobody's been able to top that. And Charlotte destroyed Tiffany. Then in their other segment that they had face-to-face, Charlotte killed Tiffany again because it feels as if Tiffany's just trying to go by talking points. And then last week, Tiffany it seemed like she was doing everything she can to cut and cut and cut and cut and cut. And Charlotte got phased out by the crowd, and you're supposed to be a 15-year veteran? And here you were, well, maybe not 15, I think more like 13, whatever the case may be. You couldn't even get a word in because Chicago was being so doggone loud. It was just bad through and through, man. They got 2 weeks to try to make this right for those women. They got 2 weeks because Jade Naomi on fire. Rhea, Io, Bianca on fire. Tiffany and Charlotte, there ain't no gasoline there. Ain't no grass. It's like trying to light a fire in a rainforest with no trees. That wouldn't exist because there's no rainforest without trees. But you catch my drift. Trying to light a fire in the water temple. But then there's places you can light fires. This analogy doesn't work. Whatever the case may be. It's just not working. It's just not working. Oh, AJ Styles in the back right there alongside Jackie Redmond.
Gotcha, bitch.
I should have just went with the wet cigarette. I don't know why I didn't just go with the wet cigarette. I coined the term. Should have just went with it. All right, Kathy Kelly, or I should say Jackie Redmond back there with AJ Styles. You know it's going to be AJ versus Logan. Oh, it's Karrion Kross once again with the AJ Styles haircut. Attention to detail once more. Karrion Kross is saying we need the AJ Styles that's going to get the job done. Oh, interesting. Karrion Kross said if AJ Styles loses, we all lose. Oh, AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross next week. All right. Cross's new gimmick is awful. I think it's not even really a new gimmick. I think the people started leaning into what it was that they were seeing by way of the social media detectives, seeing that everything Karrion Kross has said to people, they've all gone into like a blind rage or whatever, but you haven't necessarily seen Karrion Kross really dive into it with enough time. He's alluded to it. The only problem is they haven't given this man enough time on the air to really go and cultivate the character. So you have to piece together. Karrion Kross in totality, the past 6 months, you'll see him in one segment usually per week. And during that doggone segment, at maximum, maybe like you have anywhere between a minute to maybe 3 minutes to try to put together a full-on doggone character. So you have to pretty much play like to connect the dots in order to get his joint working. But I'm excited for his match next week. Oh, here comes American Made now. Couple more donations done came in. Who That For Life, Chris +51 said, apparently Tiff and Charlotte have been shooting on each other, actually making their match mean something because of the build. The problem is, oh, wow. So El Grande Americano came out with American Made. No sign of Chad Gable. Yeah, this is clearly Chad Gable. You could tell by the body type. But, and you put another 5 on and said you wouldn't, Tiff is weak. So, you wouldn't say Tiff is weak, just Green and the Rocket to her is fast and Charlotte is overbooked. I do believe Charlotte is indeed overbooked, but I can't say Tiff is still relatively green because she's been at this for a little bit. Now, maybe what, no, she came to the Performance Center, 2021? So there's like 4 years in. But she was getting, out jousted on the mic. But everybody, it comes with time. So I'm just hoping these next 2 weeks she can get herself in the right position, per se. Sargent +51 said Kaiser ain't in the DMs of that wet cigarette Charlotte. Whoopee, the Whoopee cushion at last month leftover moldy ass Charlotte. Well, I mean, I'd highly doubt Kaiser was in them DMs either. And you heard him say, "Oh, don't flatter yourself." It would have been better if he said something like that during an interview rather than it being, I believe, on Twitter. And Dwayne +51 said, "What do people say when they see Rose's? Oh wait, see Rose's wife when they see Ross's wife Tama Tonga, Ross's wife Tama Tonga." What do they see when they see Ross's wife Tama Tonga? Ross's wife Tama Tonga. I'm a little confused there, brother. Nonetheless, it's American Made taking on the LWO in a match that nobody wanted to see. They better unmask El Americano. What is my Mount Rushmore of title reigns? Any promotion, any title? My Mount Rushmore of title reigns? Now, best 4 title reigns of all time? Good God, that's a little difficult because Bruno held the title for 8 years, but that was well before my time. I would have, good God. Okay, so Mount Rushmore of title reigns. That's difficult. Okay, so across any promotion, that's difficult. That's difficult. That's very difficult because I think it's not necessarily the length of the title reign, it's the impact of the title reign and the matches that was done during said title reign. Oh, wow. Flying LWO took out the entirety of American Made. There's some great characters with the championship, but you know what? John Cena's 06-07 run. John Cena's 06-07 run. So I think that second WWE Championship run after he took the title back off Edge. That one is in my Mount Rushmore. Roman Reigns' latest title run. That's in my Mount Rushmore. Oh, American Made. Damn, now everybody gets a superplex off the top rope. Golly. Okay. Damn. Cena 06-07. Reigns 2020 to 2024.
And
I'm thinking primarily WCW and Candace giving out gifts. I appreciate you holding it down. I'm thinking across WCW, WWE, TNA, Ric Flair's late run in, well, I mean, it's more NWA. That kind of has to be in there in the late 80s. Part of the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair's run, that has to be in there as well. I forget the year. Was it 88? 87? He held the title for so long. There's so many different increments of his run. And the problem is I can't use a single Bret Hart run because they were all good. Michaels, I wouldn't be able to use Michaels' run. I'd have to use Michaels himself, but that's not the question. I can't use a Taker title run. Stone Cold's title run was great, but then it was 6 months at its longest, wasn't it? Seven months? Because they have that Kane. If Kane never took the title for that one day, I could have the entirety of the fucking run, but I can't. Golly. You know what? I'll go TNA with like a Kurt Angle, bro. I'll have a Kurt Angle run as world champion in TNA. So Flair in the 80s, and pick your year, whatever the fuck you want. Flair in the 80s, give me Kurt Angle in TNA. Golly, I wish I knew the year. Maybe when he took all the titles off of Samoa Joe, but I can't remember how long he held the title. Fuck.
Congratulations!
Maybe that, was it the inaugural Kurt Angle title run with the TNA Championship, or was it the following one? It escaped. I can't remember. I can't remember. But Kurt Angle had banger after fucking banger after banger. So Kurt Angle, you're saying 2007? Well, there it is. Okay, so Kurt Angle 2007, Cena 06-07, Flair in the 80s, pick your year, and then Roman Reigns Undisputed Championship run. That would be my Mount Rushmore of championship runs. Jericho, no. And I love Jericho. Maybe if you go his AEW run, but he had a good world championship run in WWE, but I don't think I'd put that over any of those four. At least me personally. But Jericho, because that's what's so difficult in this question. Because you have so many individual great champions, but how many had that, I don't want to say singular run, but that's ultimately what it is. Had a championship run that was great. Oh, boy. Gunther's UK title run. Yeah, you know what? Gunther's UK title run. I really enjoyed King Booker's run as well. But Mount Rushmore? That's where it's difficult. It's like four greatest of all time. That's a hell of a question. That's a great question. Oh, goddamn. Dragon Lee with the boots to the chest. Yo, that's a great goddamn hoodie that Rey Mysterio got on right there. Recovery Kev said, what's my top 5 technical wrestlers of all time? No particular order. Oh, I've answered this a number of different times. I've already said the top 4. I don't think there's anybody who you can put in the top 4 over these 4. Chris Benoit is my number 1, and then Bret Hart's my number 2. Kurt Angle is 3, and then Daniel Bryan is 4. That's always been my top 4. I don't think there's anybody who's better. And then at your 5, you can have your Dean Malenkos, you can have your William Regals, you can have your Eddie Guerreros, you can have your Chris Jerichos. You put whoever it is that you want over there. Get David Arquette the fuck out of here, Matt. Don't you get me started. But I would put probably at 5, I'd probably put like a Chris Jericho or something of that nature. So, but yeah, good stuff. Boomer Sooner said Chris Jericho 2001 defeated The Rock and Stone Cold. Nobody's ever done that. Well, nobody's ever done that in the same night, unless, of course, you know, you had a situation where The Rock and Stone Cold was on the same team. But that 2001 run was cool, but outside of when he became champion, it was relatively weak in the totality of the run. Like, the origin of the run was great, but if you go back and you really watch through it wasn't like he was putting on bangers of matches. He had good segments, but then remember, his whole thing, towards the tail end of his run as champion, it was less about Chris Jericho and it was more about the story between Steph and Triple H. Like, he was the third wheel and he was a champion. So that's one of the things where it's kind of, you know. Junior Mafia said, what are my thoughts on the Booker T and Swerve Strickland situation? Swerve can eat a dick. Team Booker. How the fuck you have a whole match in the main event, you lose, and your first thought, well, maybe not so much your first thoughts, but constantly on your mind is Booker T to say fuck Booker? Are you out of your mind, bro? Like, I don't understand. I get, God damn, where the fuck this shooting star press from Julius Creed come from? God, the Creed brothers need to fucking relax, bro. Every single week we see the Creed brothers in the ring. Dudes just start wilding out of nowhere. Homie tweaking out of nowhere, bro. Where did this man come from? Julius Creed with a damn shooting star press out of nowhere. He just be spamming finishing moves out of nowhere. Oh, good Lord. Joaquin Wild just flying right now. Cruz del Toro about to fly right now. What the hell is Cruz del Toro doing? Oh, well, down goes Julius Creed. God damn. Remoraid, or I should say, said that, oh, is that the Pokemon? Said that, just with 2 R's, said that American Made is underrated. In fact, I would say that they are. Hold on, wait a minute. Did he just put something under his mask? That dude just put something under his mask. He's going to go for a motherfucking, he just put some metal underneath his mask. What the hell's going on? Hold on. Oh, they better unmask him. Unmask him, Dragon Lee. Unmask him, Dragon Lee. He unmasked you. Unmask his ass. Unmask his ass. Unmask his ass. Oh, no, he did the headbutt with the metal plate. No. Chad Gable, you goddamn scheming American. Oh, Lord, Dragon Lee's cooked. It's over, bruh. He's got a metal plate underneath that doggone mask. That son of a bitch. El Americano just stole the doggone match. What if Kaiser gets a match at Mania and Rusev returns? I actually read somewhere that they said Rusev returning back to WWE. I don't think it would do anything too crazy, but it would get a pop. People would be happy to see Rusev. You gotta be kidding me. He cheated again. El Grande Americado's not gay. It's Gable. You can't convince me it's not. Unless, of course, you have Gable come out. It's like the Elias and what was the name again? Elijah? Nah, Grande is Gable. I am 100% in on Grande being Gable. You cannot convince me otherwise. He is guilty. Grande's Gable. Grande's Gable. You've got to be kidding me. All right, but William giving out gifts. And Caveman Austin giving out gifts as well. All right, holding it down for the community. Red Sea for 5-1 said Gunther's IC title run, magnificent run. In fact, I think it was the greatest IC championship run of all time. That's not a hot take. In fact, most people would probably agree with that take. Dwayne put 2 on, said Cross's wife, Scarlett? Boomer Sooner put 2 on, said I see Mr. Mood'em Chains is still moving chains. I see what you mean there. Although people would probably think this is incredibly expensive. It is not. Take a guess how much this cost me. Substantially less than you probably think. Dwayne put 2 on. Oh, you said, when they see Cross's wife. Oh, what do people see when they see Cross's wife? They go Tamatonga mode. Oh, that's what you meant regarding Scarlett. I get you now. And Caveman, 9 months being a member. I appreciate you, brother. Distraught in the building. Hey, somebody's a fan of Logan Paul. I don't want to put that kind of allegation on you. Now we're going to take a look at Gunther's attempted murder last week against Jimmy Uso. Oh, the resident Hobbit's in the building. Oh, and we can smell him. Hold on, wait a minute. That brother needs some cologne. Hold on, wait. Let's spray some cologne in the air for the resident Hobbit. We need to spray some cologne in the air for the resident Hobbit, bro. Kind of stinking here. The resident Hobbit just stepped into the doggone chat room. Not only you short, you stink too, brother. Pick a struggle. Said, I don't know how much it costs to get you, but I know how much it'll cost you to snatch free 99? Well, one way or another, brother, you need a shower. I'll tell you that right now. You need a shower. You stepped into the chat and it stink, brother. Oh, my Lord in heaven. Ooh-wee. Golly. Yeah, I think Marvin Francois might be in the building. He'll be able to fix your credit, but he cannot fix his BO. Golly. Ooh-wee. There's a flag on the play. It's Marvin Francois, ladies and gentlemen. Flag on the play. You stink, brother. You stink. Somebody get that brother a shower. How does he maintain a woman? Nobody can tell you. Where's Stephen A when you need him?
You stink. Let me just get that out the way. You stink.
Marvin said, say less. You need a fade in a weird way. Hey, listen, I've been with Aaron the plumber, and we've been working on them hands. So one way or another, sir, you can get faded real quick. Brodusky, this ain't what you want, Brodusky. Ooh, ski. These hands will be put on you in a real way. That's not what you want. That's not what you want. Who that for life? Chris Batuan said, you won't lie. NXT got legit stars. Oba, Javon, and Trick. Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to it. What stable do I think was the biggest disappointment? What stable do I think was the biggest disappointment? League of Nations. League of Nations. That was disappointing. The Pride, that was disappointing. Retribution, that was disappointing. The Nexus and what it became, that was disappointing. Yo, Jimmy Uso got fucking destroyed, bro. Absolutely destroyed. Son was destroying him. The core. Oh, don't even get me started. Jay better crash out. Oh, I gotta move my car. I might not get that opportunity. Jay should have started yelling for help and crying. Would have really sold it. Actually, yeah, because similar to what he did in the Hell in a Cell, or I should say what Jimmy did in the Hell in a Cell against Roman all those years ago, that would have definitely sold it even more. Matt Patua said, what's my issue with David Arquette? Should have never been the world heavyweight champion. When I was a kid, it bothered me going to school and finding out what happened in WCW because I wasn't even a big WCW viewer like that. But I'm like, who's the champion? David Arquette. Sergeant P51 said, somebody said it took the better twin getting beat up now to make this match matter. Do I agree? The better twin? They're both level for me. They're both legitimately level for me. So I can understand if people have the argument regarding, Jimmy being the better twin, but It truly, I think it did need the involvement of Jimmy to make it matter. So yeah, I would agree. Oh, wait a minute. It's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez here being interviewed by Jackie Redmond.
By 14 grams of crack.
Big Mouth Liv getting interviewed at the moment. Whoa, did music start playing out of nowhere? Yeah, Big Mouth Liv in the building. Charles Patuon said if Jey loses, we riot. Oh, you better get ready to riot because there's a possibility Gunther might retain. Yeah, you already know what Big Mouth Liv, what that means. You know what? Well, for one, let's get her whipped. Yeah, let's just get Shorty whipped. But anytime you see Liv Morgan, you know she gonna have that big mouth on display. You know she gonna have that big mouth on display. If that was your brother, Gunther would be in a crate somewhere being handled by a few good fellas. Well, that's how Jey got to show up. The moment Gunther hit the ring, it can't be long before Jey show up. Oh, it looks like Liv and Raquel are overlooking all of their opponents. Oh, yeah, Liv Morgan don't give a damn about the opposition.
Then you sell it.
Sergeant Patuan said Liv makes it disappear, licks it all up with the goddamn Tama Tonga mode. Sir, you got to relax. Sir, you got to relax. Where's the horny police when you need him? Hit this man with a... Put him out of his misery, bro. Man's is too... Oh, Jesus Christ. Liv goes from the greatest of all time of the women's world champion to now the greatest tag team champion. Shorty just want to be the greatest of all time across the board. All I know is she got the gentleman in the chat room like... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. So they held on to Liv, and she said how big of a how good of a man he'll be when he beats, and then they cut it off. And now they're running a promo for DX, I guess. Oh, I guess this is just for the Triple H Hall of Fame. Oh, Macho, I did get your email. Regarding the honeymoon cruise. For one, I'm glad that you guys are still having it. For two, I will have to see. I can't recall if I had replied or not. I got a number of things I got to get back to some folks for. Red Sea Patuan said, who I got? Io, Rhea, and Belair. I actually have Io. Matt said, top 5 places is a must to eat at if my life was on the line. Top 5 places, a must eat if my life was on the line. Top 5 places must eat if my life was on the line. I don't think I have 5 that would warrant my life. I really enjoyed eating at Cam Newton's restaurant, The Fellowship. I've always advocated for them. I thoroughly enjoyed the food that was there and the ambiance. I think maybe it was more the ambiance than the food, but from my memory, I really enjoyed myself there. So, yeah, that one, I don't necessarily, I can answer all the way. Do I see myself moving to the 8? Nah, I don't think I'd ever move to Atlanta. Outback Steakhouse? Nah, Marquise, you gotta eat a bit more, fam. You gotta get outside. Outback Steakhouse in your top 5? So, yeah, I don't think I can answer that one because 5 restaurants that I would really Because I've eaten some great food at different locations, but sometimes it's like, oh man, that food was great, and I don't know if I could I haven't eaten there enough times to say, yo, this consistently been great. I think I got to eat somewhere 3 times for the food to consistently be bomb, and then me be like, ah, yeah, this is the spot. Caveman Pafavon said, man, Liv makes, you got no lotion, no tissues, just your hand. Here we go. Sir, hey, sir, relax. The Hall of Fame class is weak sauce. They scraping the bottom of the barrel this year. And you know what's even crazier about it? How is Victoria still not in the Hall? How is Mickie James still not in the Hall? Batista was supposed to be inducted. They ended up pulling him because he wanted to be inducted in front of fans, and they've yet to actually re-induct him. Here comes Gunther now. If we don't see Crash Out Jey tonight, I don't know what we doing, bruh. Jey better come out and attack him. WWE Hall of Fame is laughable, no criteria whatsoever. Correct. It's just a matter of if you answer the phone call. You answer the phone call, you're in the Hall. Whoa, yeah, Jazz isn't in the Hall of Fame either. Chyna should have been a Hall of Famer by herself. There's no world where Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson are fucking Hall of Famers, but you're telling me that you don't have Victoria, Jazz, Chyna, or Mickie James in there. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Matt Patuon said, you meant in Brooklyn. Oh, 5 places that I eat in Brooklyn. Oh, okay. Well, it used to be called Zummy, but now it's Jean in Brooklyn. But the problem is, like, the time frame for the food to come out was not the best, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's a Haitian restaurant. That was good. 5 restaurants in Brooklyn. Golly. In Brooklyn. O's Grill Spot doesn't have a spot anymore, so I can't even go there. Because now the owner of the restaurant, or used to be the restaurant, he just takes like takeout orders online now. It's not even a restaurant anymore. Jesus. I haven't even really gone out to eat like that in Brooklyn in a while. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, Big Show isn't in the Hall of Fame yet. I think because he's employed by AEW, so that's probably why not. Distraught XL Patuan said Devon Achan or Bucky Irving. Achan has more tape. Irving's he was just a rookie, so I don't think I can give an accurate assessment on that. I would go Achan, but it's not enough tape. Give both running backs at least 3 years, and then we can determine who I would say is better there. But I'd probably end up having to take Achan. Red Sea for 5 said, think Jericho ever gets in, or is that bridge burned too bad? No, Jericho would get in. There's no way that you have a WWE Hall of Fame and then you don't see Jericho go in. If Ultimate Warrior can go in, there's no way that Chris Jericho doesn't get in. Chris Jericho will get in time. Captain Sports said, one woman being inducted in WWE Hall of Fame is laughable. Yeah, them having the criteria, it's as if you have a quota that has to be met. One Negro, one woman, one of everything. It's like, bro, what are we doing? Ain't no way. I don't want to see no yeeting. I don't want to see no hands up from Jey Uso. I don't want to see a single motherfucking smile, bro. He shouldn't even be coming out with the motherfucking glasses that say yeet on it. There shouldn't be a single smile on Jay's face. I don't even know why he even had an entrance. He should have just ran into the motherfucking ring. And Gunther's laughing at him, bro. I don't want to see none of this. Homie's in all black, no yeet shirt. He should have just came out in regular sunglasses or no sunglasses. Will Vince get in? Yeah, Vince will get in. Vince will get in. There's no way. They can maybe not want to mention him now, but when Vince passes, they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame. There's no way you cannot mention Vince McMahon. It's his creation. Shadow Patu said top 5 current women in WWE between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, those three, bar none. Personally, Chelsea Green, and then I would go Stephanie Valkyr because Julia's hurt. And then I would go Stephanie. Oh, no, you know what? I can't. Fuck. I really enjoy Chelsea, but I'd have to move. I'd have to move Chelsea because Liv's year last year, I can't not have Liv on the. You know what? No, I'll move Stephanie. Oh, damn. But you said NXT. Stephanie got to be on the list. Fuck Chelsea. God damn it, Chelsea. You know what? I'm going to move Rhea. I'm going to move Rhea because Rhea had a pretty weak year. I'm going to move Rhea. Liv, Stephanie, Chelsea, Bianca, Io. That'll be my five. That'll be my five. I'll move Rhea. Del Rio. Oh, no. Del Rio not getting in. Come on now. Mr. Yes in the building. Where was Roman or Solo when Jimmy got the crap beat? Oh, nah. It's no more family. Solo wasn't coming to save Jimmy. That wasn't happening. I can't believe Jay is walking right now. Duff his shit, bro. Duff his shit, bro. Jay shouldn't even say a word. Jay shouldn't even say a word. Jay would taking too much time for me. Look at Gunther. Gunther's really enjoying. He wants to see this version of Jay. It's as if Gunther was trying to promote himself similar to what Karrion Kross has been doing the past few months, I think this makes sense. But all this does is make Jay look weak, bro. We're 2 weeks away from Mania.
Congratulations.
Look at Jay face. Look at Jay face.
Oh, my God.
Jay got to do some. Jay got to do some.
Notorious Z just resubscribed for 7 months.
I want to see the hand like that. I got to get you. He's going to have to address, I've been trying to be calm. I've been trying to be chill. Now you're making me revert back to my old ways. And I got to get you. I got to see that hand. I got to see that hand. I got to see that hand. Son said, you got a mother. He said, can you talk to your mom? Jinder Mahal Hall of Fame? Oh, come on now. Let's not do that. Oh, see, the crowd is yeeting. He don't need no yeeting. They don't need no yeeting. See, he said, calm that shit down. We don't need no yeeting right now. I don't know why he keep taking breaks. He's allowing them to go and say they eating, bro. Don't breathe in between. Well, I shouldn't say don't breathe because you're going to mess around and pass out. He trying to deliver it, but the people want to say he fucking eat. Okay. Oh, he got his hand up, though. He got his hand up. Come on, I gotta hear. I gotta get you. I gotta hear it. You beat up your brother right in front of you, made him bleed right in front of you. What you gonna do about that? He's doing too much talking. It's time for fist. Where's MCMG theme song when you need him? Boom, boom. Raise your fist. Boom, boom. Raise your fist. Come on now. Listen, Aaron the Plumber would have already duffed this shit. That's all I'm saying. If it was Aaron the Plumber instead of Jey Uso, Gunther would have already got duffed. Let me know. Let me know. You love the way I do it, I love your body. Beep, beep. Some would have got duffed already. I love how that's become official, the Aaron the Plumber official song. Son, you can, in a real way. Them hands would have been put on Gunther in a real way.
14 grams of crack. Then you sell it. 14 grams of
This man trying to give an impassioned promo. We just want to see Son fight.
Then you sell it.
Sergeant Patuan said, if Jay talks longer, we need a bro just yapping. And Who That For Life, Chris Patuan said, Javon Evans is truly a YN. Bro got smoke with everybody. Right now, Jey Uso got to get to it, bro. I got to see that. I've seen the hand here and there. I saw the hand here and there, but I need to hear that I got to get you. Because right now... Oh, Jay said he's not afraid of him no more. Okay, it's time now. It's time now. He said, I'm not afraid of you right now. And you know Gunther's not going to pick up the mic. Gunther doing all facial work right now. Pause. He told him he's not afraid of him no more. So what does that mean? Oh, hold on. He said before WrestleMania, hug and kiss your family. He said the night before WrestleMania, he's going to lay his head down. He said he's going to pray. Oh, he said he's going to ask the Lord to forgive him for the man he about to become. Oh, he said it. He said, WrestleMania, I'm going to get you. That's what we needed to see. That's what we needed to see. I'm going to get you. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. I'm going to get you. And he threw the mic at him. I'm going to get you. That's what we wanted to see, Jay. I'm going to get you. But you got to put hands on him. You can't sit back and not touch him. He made your brother bleed in front of you. He put your brother in the ICU and beat him in front of you. I'm going to need you to not just say, I'm going to get you. I'm going to need you to put hands on him. I'm going to need you to lay him out. I'm going to need you to beat him so bad, people in Austria, people in Germany going to be feeling the pain of them tuning into Netflix internationally. It's just going to be domestically for them. And I need them to feel that kind of pain in a real way. Jay, you going to have to get him. We can't wait no more. Put your hands on him. These hands. Samoan hands, barbecue hands, the tattooed hands, although it's his arms that's tattooed, not his hands, and you put his ass to sleep. You don't got those moves in your arsenal. It's more like, you know, kicks and hips and splashes. You ain't got no moves that really gonna put somebody to sleep unless you knock them out. But you need to put hands on them, and you need to get them before Mania in a real way. Put your hands on them. Yeah, he should have said, welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Yeah, and that yee-yee-ass spear.
14 grams of crack.
That was a good segment on Friday Night SmackDown for CM Punk ultimately saying that wise man Paul Heyman's going to be in his corner. I really enjoyed that. MLK Paten on it said, what are my thoughts on Swerve Strickland's negative comments towards Booker T? I hate it. In regards to when it comes to the treatment of black wrestlers in WWE, as well as taking a shot at Booker after Dynasty. I think taking a shot at Booker after Dynasty was incredibly weak. I think him talking about the treatment of the black wrestlers in WWE, you call it what it is. Don't get me wrong with Carmelo Hayes. That is something that I legitimately feel as if he's being jobbed out, per se, because he was the #1 draft pick of the draft that really doesn't really matter, but he's doing a whole lot of nothing. If I'm not mistaken, there hasn't been a black male wrestler that's main evented a pay-per-view since what, Bobby Lashley? There hasn't been a black male wrestler in the singles wrestler that is, that has had a prominent place on the roster since Bobby Lashley. But if you take a look across the entire doggone field of those that are in singles positions, Kofi and Xavier in a tag team. Apollo Crews, he's never been able to go and get over outside of the Nigerian gimmick. Omos, for whatever reason, hasn't been on television. Carmelo Hayes, he's getting jobbed out, and I truly agree with the frustrations there. The Street Profits, they're in a tag team. So it's a situation where it's like, yo, I understand the frustration, but I don't think we got folks that's there and ready yet, really, to be pushed to the moon. But that doesn't mean that it can't happen over time. There's no guarantee that you always gonna have somebody who's in a place of prominence. If Bobby Lashley never left the company, without question, he'd be at the top of the card. Now, granted, you've heard Bobby say he felt as if he was in a better spot with Vince, but I think had the injury not happened, you know, after WrestleMania with the Pride, I think I felt as if the trajectory of that whole group and stable could have went somewhere, because you can't keep Bobby in the fucking mid-card forever. So I think we got to have a bit of patience. If we have 5 years where nobody's been doing shit, all right, you got it. Now, granted, you could say post-2022, you really ain't seen nothing with us folks at the top, but like, bro, just give it some time. Because if we're going to say, y'all, man, there's no black male wrestlers, whatever. Bianca's one of the most protected women in WWE. So then now it's on some, man, yo, black talent not getting the respect they deserve. Now it's, well, black women are, but then not black men not. So then what happens if it flips? So now all of a sudden Carmelo get pushed to the motherfucking moon, but then Bianca gets buried by the IWC stand. Now it's gonna be on some Triple H not looking out for black women. It's like, yo, we gotta give enough period of time to where, because how many other demographics can sit around and be on some, yo, we not getting enough representation or some shit like that at the top of the car. So there comes a point where it's, fam, it seems at this point now we crying wolf and shit. It's getting ridiculous. So I understand what Swerve trying to say, but it's not your place to say it. To a degree, of course, because you active and shit. I don't want to take away from what you got going on, but he could feel a way for how he was treated within the company, and I can understand that, and that's a legitimate, you know, frustration. But let's just say if 2 years from now, all of a sudden, you know, you got Carmelo pushed to the moon, and take a look at what's happening in NXT. You got some fucking heavy hitters that's on the way. Trick Williams, I don't envision a circumstance with Trick Williams getting jobbed out or some shit like that. Oh, but Femi, there's no way. I truly don't think there's any way they could flop that man in the main roster. I don't see it happening. Javon, when it's his time, I think in a few years, he's going to be over. So, and I promise you, once that happens, he's going to try to take credit for it. If I never said nothing, they would have never been pushing us like that. So, no, legit. You actually make a good point. You actually make a good point, Mr. DDG94. You actually make a good point. Asian community, to a degree, on the women's side, they fucking cooking. On the man's side, you got Tozawa, who loses on national television every time you see him, or does this goofy ass goddamn dance. So, you know, it's, I get where he's coming from, but then I feel as if there's a heavy level of saltiness that exists there. And it shouldn't even be your focus to be talking about Booker. Should have never went on Vlad, bro. Vlad does nothing but create fucking problems and shit. Tag team championship match is on the way right now. The New Day have made their entrance, and it was on this very day, 6 years ago, Kofi Kingston became WWE champion. And I don't want to, well, Shinsuke was the U.S. champion, but it was really a wasted fucking, run. Like, that's where it gets very tricky, because I understand when you talk about representation and the importance that's there. I completely get it. But then if you've got motherfuckers who just, anytime something don't go their way, you crying wolf, bro, that now makes everybody liable to have the same kinds of concerns for their community. Like, everybody can't be on top at all times. So, yeah, I don't like that they're trying to group a bunch of other people. What about the Samoans? Some of them identify as black. What about some of these? Come on now. Come on now. Now we just, damn well. Like The Rock, half black or whatever, but let's call it what it is. The Rock more Samoan. Like, this is why I always said mixed folks should be in their own doggone category, just as mixed, rather than saying, oh, well, this side. Because how the fuck you going, well, I'll lean more on this side or culturally. Because both sides can essentially claim you. So it's foolish to, it's a whole other conversation. It's a very nuanced conversation. Shadow for 5 said Naomi and Jade are the first singles match in Mania history with no, first women's singles match with no, in Mania history with no title or gimmick. Oh, with no title or gimmick. Yeah, because I think they, the shaven hair match back in 2004, WrestleMania 20. 22 was just Trish and Mickey. I don't think there was a women's match on 23. I can't recall. 21, who did Trish face? It escapes me. But yeah. And believe it or not, Naomi and Jade 110% deserve it. We need females to be on steroids and compete with a sissy. Wait, what? We need females to be on steroids and compete with a sissy, or a coward that competes with women's sports. You'd like to see that reach? Wait, where's this coming from? What? I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused. What are you? Am I tripping? Mr. Taka, what do you mean by that? Am I tripping? We need females to be on steroids and compete with a sissy, or a coward that competes with women's sports. You would like to see that research. I'm a little confused, bro. I'm a little confused, bro. I don't know where that came. I'm a little confused. Whoa. What the hell? Sierra in the building. What's going on? Said, hey, cutie. Oh, why, thank you. Ooh, brown looks good on me. Why, thank you. I am indeed brown. Why, thank you. Said, sorry, you're ovulating. Ma'am, relax it. Hey, calm your cycle. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Ma'am, you need to chill. Over here ovulating. She's probably, I shouldn't lift up a damn, Sierra already. One of those, So, and it's not her phone. But whatever the case may be, you don't want to hold up any sort of torpedo appearing objects. Sierra, pardon me, Sargon for 5 on it. Said, hey, it's Stephanie. As the great words of Triple H, even a 747 looks small. I love the fact that you constantly bring that up. Who that for life? Chris put 2 on and said, and nepotism baby Charlotte is overbooked. Indeed. It was hilarious. Number 1 Nepo baby. That was so terrible of a promo, fam. So terrible of a promo. Who that for life? Chris put 5 on and said, say you have to earn your way into the main event is flawed to a degree when the likes of Logan and Charlotte immediately with literally no build booked. Yeah, correct. I guess main event of WrestleMania, because they be giving out main events here and there to like anybody. Well, maybe not so much anybody, but it's doable per se, I guess. Shadow Oh, I read that one already. Charles put 5 on and said every Samoan got to give Jey all of their energy, like the people of Earth gave Goku to defeat Boo. Indeed. Indeed. All right, tag team championship match. It's the New Day and the War Raiders. I am really, really, really excited for this one. Anthony put 2 on it, said Tori versus Candice at WrestleMania 22 Playboy match. Ah, yeah. Oh, but I guess that has a gimmick, so that would be the one. But then again, even the shaven hair match is a gimmick as well. Justin said he's trying to say if trans women are allowed to play on women's sports, then they should be allowed to use steroids. You think? Well, and then compete in male sports? Well, but then again, then you would say it's okay for some to use performance-enhancing drugs and then others not. So I don't think that would work. But I get what it is that you're trying to say now. I get it now, or at least what he was trying to say then, if that's what he meant. All right, War Raiders and New Day Tag Team Championship match. Here we go. Did Xavier get bigger? Does he look as if he's gotten a little bit bigger? I want this title to change hands. Let's go, New Day. World Championship match right now. Should be a great match indeed. Mr. Taka said, hell yeah, bro, that's what you meant. Oh, so yeah, I get your frustration then. I get your frustration then. Yeah, I get your frustration then. I get you then. Chocolate Sensation in the building. Shout out to the unknown Adonis in the house. Freshly released from the hospital. We finally got a chance to celebrate this man's 31st birthday, fam. Man's birthday was on the 25th of January. We haven't been able to celebrate because he was in the hospital. Finally was able to celebrate the unknown Adonis's 31st birthday this past weekend. So shout out to Chocolate Sensation 69 over there on Twitch. That is the unknown Adonis. He is doing much better now. All right. Kofi, no, change your hair, please. You're better than this. I think Xavier might have lost a bit of definition on the abdominal. So he might have been eating better out there in Atlanta. But nonetheless, he seems to have somewhat of the same size per se. Actually, no, I think the arms might have gotten smaller. He might have lost muscle mass. Maybe he's in the middle of a cut, perhaps. And he was bulking during the winter, as most do. L said, am I the youngest of my brother? Well, yes. I mean, because the unknown Adonis, not necessarily by blood, more by association. But we were both in diapers when we first kind of got acquainted. So since that's the case, but yeah, I'm younger than the unchiseled Adonis, despite the fact that I am, this might sound fucked up, but it is what it is. Leagues wiser. I like to believe I was born in 88. And pretty much put in the ice like Captain America for 6 years, and then they brought me out in 94, but that's neither here nor there. Demetrius said, you have a problem with WWE WrestleMania. We only have 1 week until Mania, and it doesn't feel like WrestleMania. We get in title matches, yet none are confirmed for Mania, and every card isn't as hype. You know what's very odd? They haven't established which night the matches are on. I don't like that. That's actually a little bit bothersome because it still says 19th or 20th. I don't like that. Well, 19th and 20th. So I don't like that. I agree with you. Last year's build was leagues better than this year's build. Oh, wait, Ivar just went flying right into Xavier. And Xavier is in pain. It's crazy how much more legitimate the War Raiders are now that they aren't cartoonish Vikings. 100%. And you know, and I said this when they became tag team champions. What they should do with the War Raiders is similar to what you should do with the Women's IC Championship. Just put them on television, 3 out of the 4 TV tapings out of the month, let them defend the championship and fucking go and cook. Because the War Raiders legitimately don't need to talk. They're not motherfuckers who's gonna get on the mic and decimate their opposition. They're dudes who need to be in matches that are reminiscent of a car accident. Like, for example, Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. Jacob is a star in and of itself. Braun, I think, is an attraction, right? And Braun, with Jacob, has been gold. They haven't had a bad segment. They haven't had a bad match. The two of those dudes, you could throw a random match on on WWE Superstars, which I don't even believe is a thing anymore, and they would fucking cook. The War Raiders, put them in a match, doesn't necessarily need a stipulation, but put them in a match where they can do spots like you just saw outside the ring, and they can go and have high impact and stuff, and they're gonna cook every time. Like, this is why I always said, oh, main event is the new superstar. Well, I mean, main event and superstars are both going on at the same time, and then I guess they got rid of superstars, but whatever the case may be, just let them go out there and cook. Let them go and wrestle. They don't need to be in all the prominent feuds and everything. Just let them go out there and wrestle, bro. The ring work is going to speak for itself, or lack thereof, if you will. Out of ring work, if you will, because that's an option as well for the War Raiders. Jordan said you were really looking forward to Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Me too. It fucking sucks that Kevin Owens has to go and get neck surgery. But hey, man, listen, I'm glad they found it out now, because I know a couple of people said, well, if he said for a couple of months they were trying to figure out what was going on with the neck, why did they let him go out there and work in some segments and go and get physical? Well, what if one match won't do that much damage? And what happens if the neck fucking slips out from where it's able to be operable and now he's fucking paralyzed? Then what? Well, it's wrestling. Everybody takes a risk. Why fucking risk it even further? You think? This is why I got problems with the IWC and primarily motherfuckers on Twitter, bro, because anybody can say anything. You think that he didn't see if he could possibly go and wrestle at Mania? It's got to be so incredibly bad to where now you sit out of WrestleMania, bro. Like, what are we doing? Anthony said Kevin Owens might be playing a ruse. It's a Now, here's the thing. If it's a situation in which he's playing a ruse, hell of a doggone swerve. But let's let it develop. I just didn't like the fact that let's just go with what was being said, with it being a legitimate injury or whatever the case may be, right? If that's the case, and that's the angle that we're going to go with, and we have to believe that, hey, he has to go and get neck surgery, why the fuck people pushing, no, one more match? It can't be that bad. What you mean it can't be that bad? MRI. John said he went for an MRI to be cleared for Mania, and that's what he said. Well, he went for an MRI to see if he's cleared. If they clear him, great. If not, well, it is what it is. I'm not going to be upset about it, because at the end of the day, you need help. Like, your health is what's on the marquee. And Kevin Owens has been wrestling for 25 years. Mr. Talker said, anybody remembers Bo Jackson? Yes, indeed. Does anybody remember Bo Jackson's hip or groin, if you will? I think it was a groin injury that ended up taking him out. Tricky Trey put 2 on it. Said top 5 underrated multi-man matches. Only 3, 4, 5, and 6 men's. Okay. Well, for one, New Day just breaks up the cover. Underrated multi-man matches. Now, would multiple tag team, like a triangle tag team match, count? Because if you say 3, 4, 5, 6 men, so I would assume it's, oh, what the fuck? A chair was brought in, and there's a disqualification. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, Bo is the hip, not the groin? Well, there it is. What the hell? They won by way of disqualification. Oh, wait, Kofi's got the chair. Kofi's got the chair. Watch out, Ivar. Oh, Lord, Ivar's down. Oh, Lord. New Day didn't win the titles, though. Yeah, that is true, but now they're going to push this towards Mania. They're going to push this towards Mania. Oh, they're trying to take him out. Hold on, wait a minute. They're trying to take him out. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're going to throw him into the goddamn chair. No, oh, goddamn. They threw Eric right into the doggone chair. They threw Eric right into the doggone chair. Oh, Lord. Golly. But yeah, Triggy, would you count multiple man like a triangle tag team match? Because I was gonna say SummerSlam 2002, no, Survivor Series 2002. Kurt Angle, what was it? It was Ray and what was it? Ray Edge, Los Guerreros, Kurt Angle, Benoit. In like that triangle tag team match, whatever it was that kicked off SummerSlam. Oh, pardon me, not SummerSlam, the Survivor Series. I was gonna say that match, but you said 3, 4, 5, 6. So, let me know what the qualifications are, then we'll move with that. Oh Lord, yo, he's got Eric's head inside the chair. Oh wait a minute, hold on, wait, we about to have a flow. Oh no, stop him, stop him, stop him. Jason Jordan's getting in there. Oh my God, Kofi Kingston was about to freaking stomp all over Eric's head and his neck inside the chair. They was about to murder Eric.
Then you sell it.
These dudes insane. Good God, they try to eliminate this man. What's going on? Now, I would assume this is going to end up setting up for a Mania match. Tricky Trey said, yeah, that counts. You can think Vengeance 2007, Cena, Orton, Booker, Foley, Lashley. Okay, so, all right, so 5 multi-man matches, underrated multi-man matches. Underrated multi-man matches. So that one, Survivor Series, that's one that I would definitely have.
14 grams of Then you sell
I don't want to use any Money in the Banks. I could use ladder matches.
14 grams.
WrestleMania 31, the one that Bryan won, that was a very underrated ladder match. That was an underrated ladder match. Let's see here. Multi-man match. Another multi-man match. Credit One Bank. What's going on over here? Day one match was great. Yeah, day one match was great. Sargent put 2 on, say, get that jabroni off commentary. I think he's pretty much done now. Homie got to get the fuck up out of here. John Baylor put 10 on it. Said, thanks for being engaging with the chat, Chiseled. You hate being in live chats, and the host only reads super chats or ignores the chat altogether. Yeah, I mean, I get it, depending on how large, you know, the chat just so happens to be. But I always felt like, fam, if the people take the time out their day to be there in the chat, bro, and you're reading it anyway, why skip over things that seem relatively compelling or at least engaging? Because we're not only watching the show, I'm also watching the show with you. So, like, not everybody got, you know, just got bread out the wazoo to send something in a super. Like, some people have certain sort of limits, but depends on how big, you know, your chat just so happen to be. Like, you tune in to Kai Cenat chat, that some bitch is flying. So it's very difficult to go and, you know, catch stuff here and there. But I figured, hey, why not? You know, engage with the people. You take time out of your day to come and tune into the doggone stream. It's only right that I take time out the day to go and read the chat. I can't get every single chat, but I'm gonna try to get the chat. Who that for life, Chris? But 5 wanted said, y'all see. Here's why. Here's where you give Swerve a talking point with that DEI of a women's championship match. Divine put 10 on it. Said plus on top of that, a bunch of wrestlers in the past losing their lives, pushing themselves past injuries. One of them went insane, and y'all want Kevin Owens to potentially risk his life. Exactly. So we'll see if it ends up being a work or whatever the case may be. Who that for life? Chris put 5 on, said for two blonde stick figure bimbos whose match isn't even built properly. You got a champion. You boosted to fast to a star that's still green. What do y'all think about this promo of Cena and Cena and Rhodes? I'll say this regarding Cena and Rhodes, right? Cena and Rhodes, the biggest issue that I have with Cena and Rhodes is that I just haven't seen enough Cena per se. Three goddamn shows isn't enough for me. 3 shows isn't enough for me. I wish there was more. But y'all let me know who you think is going to come out on top. Who's going to be the winner in this match. In the meantime, hold on, wait a minute. Give me a second. I will run to the bathroom real quick. We are dropping a Dancing LeBron. Cut that. Too much. Limamba. Who that for life with 5 on is a multi-time undeserving constant shot getting champion who hasn't even put in the work to be in the match. Like, why should we care? Because they're cute blondes. Well, they just, it doesn't feel organic. Like they didn't do enough. All right, here we go. Here comes Penta. Yeah, here comes Penta now. Yeah, the match about to cook.
Gotcha, bitch.
Super Manged Hands is now following.
King in the building. What's going on, family? How's it going? Dude said random. You missed the old Judgment Day theme. So do I. I completely miss it 110%. I'm right there with you. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I love Penta too. And Rey Fénix debuted on Friday. Great match with one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions. But I'm going to say this again, because I said it when it was confirmed that Rey Fénix was the individual who's debuting. Please keep the Lucha Brothers apart. Keep the Lucha Brothers apart. Keep the Lucha Brothers apart. Because if you put them together, that's going to halt Penta's momentum. Keep them apart. They legitimately do not need to be a tag team right now. Keep them apart. And you know how you can make it work? Have them never cross paths. Like, obviously, yes, they're brothers. And you've already acknowledged, because I believe it was Wade Barrett who acknowledged them being brothers on Friday, or was it whatever the case? Or was it Testator? I forget. Whatever the case just so happened to be. Keep them apart. If Survivor Series was what it used to be, where you have one half on SmackDown, one half on Raw, and then finally they see each other for the very first time, that would be cool if they're both like a mid-card champion or something like that. But keep them apart. Let them become a tag team organically. Dominic Mysterio needs to get his ass beat. I'll tell you that right now. Go Penta, go Penta, go. Go Penta, go Penta, go. Sargapa51 said, so another question, with Penta and Phoenix now here, do they absolutely overshadow Dragon Lee and Andrade? Yes, 110%. Dragon Lee is nothing more than another luchador in a mask because they did nothing with him. He showed up, he tag teamed with Rey Mysterio at Mania, and I believe he got hurt. And he was out for a minute. And when he came back, Penta was already here. So him being an LWO, you've killed any particular kind of momentum. Andrade coming back, having the series with Carmelo, and then them throwing it into the motherfucking wind, they ruined him. So there's still a possibility, right? So, no, there's a main event. This is the final match, but remember, they said Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins and CM Punk are going to be here. So that's most likely the main event. Dragon Lee just here. Andrade had a spark when he came back. Yeah, now, I think Andrade will be able to do something because of what's happening on SmackDown, where it looks like Los Garza might consider turning on Santos, right? So since that's the case and they turn on him, Andrade seems like he can mess around and do something. But what sucks is you're going to continue to have all the Hispanics working with each other. Now, there's no problem with that, but you're going to keep it very fucking niche. And at that point, people aren't going to care as much. So we shall see. Andrade been pretty much dead since the Melo feud. Yeah. Oh, man. Andrade just talking Santos' role doesn't do nothing for him. Well, yeah. I mean, Santos ain't doing nothing at all. Love is Blind. Man, get Love is Blind the fuck out of here, bro. This man can't keep showing his damn body, bro. Every time this guy, Bert, gets on TV, he's always going shirtless, bro. When's the last time Andrade had a match? Last month. I mean, we're in the first week of this month, but last month. Oh, wow. Today's the 7th. It just dawned on me. Interesting. Wow. Huh. That's interesting. On this day, 16 years ago, my father was in a car crash. And then on this day, 15 years ago, my grandmother died. Literally just dawned on me. What do you know? 15 years since grandmother's death. I'll take a drink for you. Maybe after this segment. Just hit me. Okay, but Dom gotta get cooked. Let's cook Dom. Go Penta. Is that considered a trauma dump? Is it? Maybe. I actually think it would be. Yeah, RIP grandma. Oh, if the unknown Adonis is still in the chat, you remember the last time we went to go see her, fam? It was like 2 weeks before she passed, bro. I think we went after church to go over there. It was a random Sunday where you were with us. And he went over there. That was so funny. Oh, man. Good times. Car crashes running the family. Yeah, and apparently. Sargon Patuan said, start a Blue Tista, Blue Penta. No, I don't think there's going to be a Blue Penta that's going to get over because he's already wore blue. I think at Royal Rumble he might have wore blue. This is my May 19th. Is it? Damn. Wow, that's interesting. My mom didn't even bring it up when I saw her earlier. Edgar in the building. What's going on? Chris, Webster said, we all know you're there, Bert. Keep your shirt on, Bert. You're scaring the kids. Ain't that the truth? Yo, look at them goofy-ass fucking boots. I think that's his first time wearing these goofy-ass boots. Dom with them goofy-ass fucking boots. Get him up out of here, bruh. My toes are warm. Get him out of here. Cook his ass, Penta. Give him a backbreaker that snaps his neck. Kayfabe, of course. You look ridiculous. I am Android 17. Said, I got the Dragon Balls if you need them. What I'm going to do with the Dragon Ball? You need to watch out for Cell. How the hell did you even collect the doggone Dragon Balls? You should use them to make sure Cell don't find your ass. Looking like Seth stealing out his wife's closet. Ain't that the truth? Joe, Pafavon said, not sure if I saw, but Travis Scott has Mania weekend theme and breaks the stream, the streak of the weekend having a theme. No, I think the weekend has a theme. I think the weekend has a theme because I saw something on Twitter where they said the weekend ended up getting a song added as well. Like Fiend is one of the songs, but the weekend has a theme, if I'm not mistaken. The weekend has a theme. I think the two of them have a theme for WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, the chat is saying, that they have one as well. Yeah, the chat, it's both songs. It's both songs. The weekend back in there. Because I guess WWE heard it, or maybe the weekend heard it, and then they added them in there. Yeah, Timeless. Dominic and Penta in the main event. All right. I can't believe Dom got these goofy ass motherfucking boots on. Joe said you didn't realize yet? Yeah, man. It happens. Especially because, they was promoting Fiend. So I think Timeless for the weekend is probably going to be on one isolated, maybe for one isolated match or whatever the case may be. But whatever, there's two matches. Two songs. Timeless is a good song. I actually listen to it when I'm in the gym. All right, 10:04. We've got, this is the penultimate segment of Monday Night Raw because we're closing things out with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. Will Smith said, what's my Mount Rushmore of wrestling rivalries? Any promotion? Okay. Austin Rock. Well, shit. I'm going to disqualify Austin McMahon because although there was, matches that were there, it's more boss versus, talent. So I don't want to count that one. Okay, so my Mount Rushmore for wrestling rivalries. Flair Rhodes.
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm going to start the 80s.
Young
So
Nelson is
Flair
now following.
Rhodes. You know, Sierra, I actually think Flair Steamboat had better matches, but Flair Rhodes, I think, was a better story. Austin Rock. Flair Rhodes, Austin Rock, and I got a slot for 2 more. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart haven't had enough matches. But if they had more matches, they're immediately at the fucking top. If they had more matches, they're immediately at the top. Just like Taker and Michaels. If Taker and Michaels had more matches, I would put them in there, but I would say Cena Edge, I think, was slightly Edge is Cena's best rival, but Edge and Orton had a longer rivalry. Oh wow. This man did a Mexican destroyer out of nowhere. Oh, ain't no way. They got a flying Dominic over here. Oh, there's a counter. Penta just rolled him up. Kick out. What's the question? H. Griff, the question is top the Mount Rushmore of wrestling rivalries. Any promotion. Any promotion. Golly. Because Undertaker and Michaels really had what? 6 matches? 5 matches? 6 matches, 5 with a fucking 13-year gap? Well, not 13-year gap, more like 11-year gap. Rhodes versus the Four Horsemen. Midnight Rider. Golly. That's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Oh, Penta driver. It's over. It's over. Fuck you, Dom. W for Penta. Oh, damn. The Judgment Day's attacking Penta now. Damn. Oh, it's fucking Carlito attacking Penta. Oh, Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. Yeah, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle. Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle. Love that. Flair Rhodes. Austin Rock. Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle. Oh, here comes motherfucking Braun Breaker. Here comes Braun Breaker. Damn, so that's so hard. Top 4 wrestling feuds all time. God damn, what the fuck? Braun Breaker just fucking split this man in half. Oh my God, Carlito just got fucking destroyed. Good God. Carlito just got motherfucking destroyed. Nah, we need to see a replay of that. By the way, I don't like that they have Braun Breaker doing this safe-ass motherfucking spear. He used to run through motherfuckers. Ever since he speared I Show Speed, ever since then, Braun has been doing the flying hug variation of the spear. See, that's a spear. What he just hit on Penta, that's a spear. What he hit Braun with, well, I said Braun. What he hit Dom with was more of a flying hug. All right. Oh, Finn Balor's back out here now. Motherfucking Balor coming out of nowhere. Finn Balor getting involved. Triple H, Randy. You know what? I'll go HBK and Triple H. I'll throw HBK Triple H in there. Macho Man Flair in WCW. No doubt in my mind, it's probably going to be Finn or Dom who takes that pin. But I do believe that Braun isn't walking out champion. Dom is going to turn on Finn. I think either Penta or Finn wins the title. Yo, nah, that Braun spear is going to have to be a meme. The Braun spear is going to have to be a meme. Dude went for the spear and the back of his head was in on the spear, bro. The back of his head was in on the spear. Son went, yo, that might be the wildest spear I've ever seen. That truly might have been the wildest spear I've ever seen. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that clip. Matter of fact, let me go to Twitter right now. I bet it's on Twitter right now. I know somebody got the clip. I know somebody got the clip. Oh, yeah, they got it right here. Hold on, wait a minute. Ah, damn, this one is too long of a clip. What a fucking spear. All right, let me see if somebody has a shorter version because they played the replay. So, got to see if somebody got the shorter version because they quick with the. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh okay. So this is one angle here. There we go. Here's a replay right here. Actually, no, we'll go with the shorter version. And the camera angle from behind. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got it. What a spear, bro. What a spear, bro. Anybody who didn't see the spear? Boom! God damn. God damn. God damn. Run it back again. Run it back again. Oh, boom! Look at the distance that homie covered, bro. Look at the distance that homie covered. Oh, boom! Incredible. 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 Oscar Pafavo said, what's going on, Chisel? How's my reaction? Oh, how's my vacation? And what did you miss? Well, the vacation was great. I thoroughly enjoyed Hawaii. It was cool. Also went from 253 to 226 since you started the carnivore diet since February. Hey! Congratulations! Big W for you. Also, I'm interested in possibly doing the carnivore diet myself. What have you been consuming? What the hell? American Made just came out again. American Made has come out again after their victory. Oh, Julius Creed got that shit on. This motherfucker wearing the silk. Yeah, Carlito got destroyed. Jay said, can we sign Braun to the Steelers, please? That'd be great.
Congratulations. Oh my God.
Warrior of Adventure just resubscribed for 17 months.
Sierra said, yay, carnivore diet's top tier. You lost 15 pounds so far. You don't want to give it up? Oh, my. Yeah, I got to figure out what it is that I would, because I know it's a lot of, there's a lot of meat, pause, of what you be consuming. But some folks talk about, yeah, I'm eating a lot of butter. I'm like, what are you talking about? You eating a lot of butter? Like, you cooking with the butter? No, I'm eating just a stick of butter. What you talking about, you eating just a stick of butter? So it's just a stick of butter and hella meat. Pause. Where'd I put my water bottle? Oh, here we go. Oh, Paul Heyman is here now. Paul Heyman in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I would love if Paul Heyman came out with the telephone one time, but he's graduated from Paul E. Dangerously. But I'd love if he had that telephone one more time. Another top-tier rivalry, Paul Heyman in the bank. Well, he does indeed have some have a history with the bank, but you knew it would end up working out in his favor because you know he's a Let's just say when the Super Bowl comes around, he really enjoys the coin flip. Nonetheless, main event is here, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in 15 seconds.
Guys, would you like to guess the value of my iPhone case so I could, why not? I got gold, you're not in a hurry, you're not in a hurry. You got time. Nobody wants my silver, nobody wants my gold. Sir, I know you want to play.
That's all I can essentially say regarding Paul Heyman. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get ready for the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes stereotypes are true. But let's get ready for the main event, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Paul Heyman will be addressing the WWE Universe. Paul Heyman will be addressing the WWE Universe and most likely giving his verdict regarding if he will be walking down CM Punk to the ring. Oy vey. $50. Why do you want my $40 for? Officer, help. That guy's trying to take $30. All right, Paul Heyman, middle of the ring. All right, here we go. Paul Heyman addressing the WWE Universe. All right. Paul Heyman said he'll always be loyal to his tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Tricky Trey Patuan said you have another rivalry, Sting and the NWO. Good rivalry. I wouldn't put that on my top 5, though. Well, my Rushmore, should I say. Edgar said, can I read your highlighted message? Do I think the Raiders will draft Genty with the 6th pick and Ewers in the top of the 2nd round? I mean, it's a possibility. All right. Come on, Paul. Tell the people. We know Rollins and Punk is here, so it's a matter of when they're going to come out. Oh. So he said, but just because he's loyal to the both of them doesn't mean he'll be disloyal. This is why I believe that Punk, he may mess around and turn on Punk and Reigns and then align himself with Rollins. And here comes Rollins now. And here comes this goddamn bastard, Seth Rollins. Yo, it really is hilarious how they're able to go and mesh the fucking Titantron to whatever color that Seth is predominantly wearing with them goofy-ass motherfucking jazz pants. Seth dressed like he used to snort the purest cocaine. Damn. So is it WrestleMania Saturday or is it WrestleMania Sunday? This is obviously going to be the first night. This has to be the first night main event. Yeah, he looked like he looked like he read books from Iceberg Slim. That's a nice jacket though. I can't even hold you, bro. That jacket kind of hard. Seth usually dressed like a goofball, but that jacket kind of hard.
And 14 grams of then you sell it.
William put 20 on it. Said, don't do drugs, kids. All right. Yeah, he got that shit on, though. Goofy pants, but he got that shit on. Disco Society won't want their clothes back. You said Seth hates CM Punk, and that's CM Punk's best friend. You think it's about to get beat him up? Nah, I don't think Seth is gonna beat up Heyman. Not this variation of Seth. I think he just enjoys the chaos. He always got some goofy glasses on. This one is very standard. It's not crazy. Yep. Whose side is he on? He's going to walk CM Punk down. He said he's loyal to both of them, but he won't be disloyal to either. I think he's going to turn and then align himself with Seth, because that would be the biggest swerve. Nobody would see that coming, despite the fact that we all think it's going to, possibly happen. The jacket that Frank Lucas knocked off. Shit, it does look like Frank Lucas. Okay. He believes Paul is the snake that he truly is, because remember, Paul Heyman's still a snake. Yeah, Paul Heyman really does look like a walrus / the Penguin character. Because legitimately, Paul Heyman, like, you take a look at the side of, like, this right here is so fucking large, bro. You wouldn't know if he had an Adam's apple, bro. Like, when he talk, like, this moves with it, son.
Let's go back to WrestleMania last year. Roman Reigns loses his WWE Championship in the main event thanks to some very well-dressed visionary. And Roman Reigns
Cena says the why. Could you imagine if you saw Paul Heyman go and help Cena? That'd be crazy.
he left you in the very caring, loving hands of his family member, Solo Sikoa. And the rest of the
Seth not wrong. Seth telling the truth.
All of us, we waited. We were wondering, is Roman Reigns going to come save Paul Heyman? Is he going to come to your rescue? Let me ask you, Paul, did Roman Reigns come to rescue you?
Yeah, he didn't. He did not. Roman Reigns did not come back and save Paul Heyman.
He left you to get massacred in your hometown. In front of your children, Paul.
Oh, why is it the U.S. trying to steal that Roman Reigns chant?
To watch their father get put through a table because Roman Reigns doesn't care about you.
Seth Rollins actually kind of cooking right now.
You know who else wasn't there to rescue you? Your best friend in the world, CM.
Well, actually, he can't say CM Punk wasn't there to attempt to rescue him because you did see Punk attempt.
They're there for each other. They don't use each other when it's convenient. 10 years ago, CM Punk walked out of every single person in this arena, and you included. He walked out on you too. Did he take you with him, Paul? No. He tried to tear down everything that you were building here. And when he came back, did he come back because you asked him to come back? Did he come back?
Yeah, the crowd kind of getting me upset, bro. They just keep chanting shit. Shut the fuck up, fam. Seth actually cooking right now.
The two of these guys, Punk and Paul, they love to reminisce.
Yeah, they just keep talking, trying to make it about themselves. Shut the fuck up, fam. Seth actually cooking. Usually Seth just chatting. This one is actually pretty good.
Gotcha, bitch.
Twagamer fan is now following.
Stop me when I'm telling lies, Paul. I was.
They about to start cheering his theme song.
CM Punk wasn't the first choice. He was the last choice. He was the only choice. And did he join Team Roman out of the goodness of his heart?
Yeah, fans are bots.
Best friend Paul
Seth making great points right now. Homie is cooking.
could use it to get a favor out of you.
Yeah, you know Punk is going to come and interrupt this.
Not your best friend. CM Punk loves no one but himself. And I gotta be honest with you, Paul. I gotta be honest with all of you, Minneapolis.
If he tries to align himself with Paul Heyman, that's going to sell it for me.
I feel bad for you, Paul Heyman. You are in a very difficult, unenviable position. You are between a rock and a hard place. The easiest solution for all of us, for everyone involved, would be if you just removed yourself from the situation entirely and let me and Punk and Roman battle it out at WrestleMania for the soul of this industry.
Paul Heyman going to start crying again.
You can't do that, Paul. You can't do that or you won't do that. I get it. You won't betray your tribal chief. You won't betray your best friend. I understand that. If only there was a solution, Paul. If only there was a way we could remove you.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Remove you. Hold on, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. What you mean remove you?
Paul, it's for your own good.
What are you? Did you talk?
Take it as a privilege.
Privilege? Look at Paul's face.
Remove you from the situation right here, right now.
Hold on, wait a minute. Nah, this dude is a fucking hitman. Son said, I'll remove you from the situation right now. It'll be quick.
It's all
What the hell? Hey, yo, this man caressing his goddamn chest.
What's that thing he likes to say? He's not here to make friends. He's here to make money.
Hold on, wait a minute. Yo, Seth kind of sinister.
Question then, Paul, is how much are you worth?
He just threw his fucking handkerchief in his face.
Are you worth that much?
Oh, he just punched the fuck out of. Whoa, 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 wait a minute.
Are you worth
Oh, he just slapped him in the face. Hold on, wait a minute. Hey, you need to relax. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, shit. Paul Heyman said, don't put your hands on. Okay, Paul. Oh, they got Paul Heyman in the corner. Oh, wait, here comes CM Punk now. Here comes CM Punk now. Oh, damn, I guess Punk ain't going to be speaking. Now it's Rollins and Punk. Middle of the ring, Rollins and Punk exchanging rights and lefts. It's CM Punk on top of Rollins. It's CM Punk on top of Rollins. And now they throwing knees. It's knees from Punk. Knees from Punk. He's got Rollins on top of the announce table. Rollins on top of the announce table. But he's reversed. He's punching Punk. They're right in front of the announcers. Pat McAfee has fleed into the crowd. Right into the prime hydration station. Down goes Rollins. Down goes Rollins. Punk back up. Both men on the ground. They're sprawling outside of the ring. Seth Rollins' shoulder thrown into the doggone stairs. CM Punk starting to raise hell all over the outside of the ring. He's thrown the stairs off. He's got the bottom of the stairs. 1999, Michael Cole said those stairs was 250 pounds. How stupid was Michael Cole in his youth? That's not what we're here to talk about. CM Punk with all kinds of clubbing blows to Seth Rollins, and he's holding him down on top of the bottom of the stairs. CM Punk upset that his best friend just got touched by Seth Rollins, and it looks like Punk is looking to hit a... Oh, he's looking for the damn curb stomp. Oh, curb stomp on Punk. Curb stomp on Punk. Curb stomp on Punk. Curb stomp on Punk. Oh, Paul Heyman's in position. Paul Heyman's in position. Paul Heyman's in position. Curb stomp. Paul Heyman's not paying attention. CM Punk is being consoled by Paul Heyman, but Paul Heyman's in position for a curb stomp. Watch out, Paul. Watch out, Paul. Watch out, Paul. Seth Rollins is watching. Seth Rollins curb stomp. Seth Rollins curb stomp. Oh, wait a minute. He stopped. He spared him. What the fuck? Seth Rollins could have curb stomped Heyman, but he spared him. What the hell? Whoa! Whoa! Seth Rollins spared Paul Heyman, and he said, you owe me a favor. Hold on, wait a minute. Whoa! Hey, that's a 10 out of 10 segment. Hold on. That just opens the door for the Seth Rollins being joined by Paul Heyman. Oh, that was magnificent. Oh, man. Somebody get extorted. Somebody get extorted. Oh, that's a W Raw right there. Wow. Wow. He had the opportunity. He had the opportunity to stomp the life out of Paul Heyman, and he didn't do it. He stopped right there. Paul Heyman didn't even see it coming. And then he stops and says that now you owe me a favor for not stomping your face and taking you out. He's about to blackmail and extort Paul Heyman. He about to blackmail and extort Paul Heyman, saying, now you owe me a favor. Oh, Lord. That's a hell of a segment. That's a hell of a finish right there. And Seth carried all the way through. I thought we were going to hear from CM Punk. I guess not. Paul Heyman didn't even have to say too much. Seth Rollins came out, carried the entire doggone segment. He spit nothing but facts straight on, and then got into talking about how the best case scenario is to go and take out Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman actually stood up for himself, said, don't put your hands on me. Punk came out to come and defend his best friend. Paul Heyman caught a doggone stomp for his troubles, and when Paul Heyman could have been put down by Seth Rollins when he just spent 10 minutes bloviating about how Paul Heyman needs to be out of the picture, he spared him. He spared him. Seth Rollins was on fire right there. That's a W segment right there. That's a W segment right there. Fire emojis in the chat. Fire emojis in the chat. That's a W segment right there. That's a W segment right there. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Who that for life? Chris put 2 on and said, I said Seth and Paul are going to fix weeks ago. Indeed, you did. And now it's going to come to fruition. Sargon put 5 on and said, such a good Raw. Can we see Braun Spear one more time before we go? Actually, can we get a Braun Spear out of 10 for the rating tonight? Well, for one, it's about 10 Braun Spears out of 10. Boom! One more time. Oh, boom! One more time. Oh, boom! Down goes Carlito. That was a magnificent, magnificent Monday Night Raw. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I really liked that closing segment. This was a very, very good Monday Night Raw. And moreover, that's a great ending with Seth Rollins now creating a scenario that Paul Heyman could too align himself with Seth. Great segment. Great segment. Great segment. Oh, man. Great segment. I like that. What happened to Liv? She had a segment that was off television where she cut a promo because apparently the Women's Championships is going to have a match at Mania, which I said it's criminal to have Liv Morgan not on WrestleMania 41 after the 2024 that she had. But her being in, you know, it being a tag team championship match, she better retain. That's all I know. She better retain. Snaggy said, Paul Heyman face had you laughing. Indeed, Paul Heyman is magnificent at what he does. His ability to use his face and showcase emotion is second to none. Truly second to none. Truly second to none. This was good. This was a good W Monday Night Raw. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm glad that it was all right. I really like this one. I really like this one. I think they built momentum for the main event regularly. We expected to see that. They built momentum for the IC championship as well. Bayley and Lyra was cool. I don't see the IC women's IC championship being on Mania, but the Bayley versus Lyra was cool. The biggest disappointment I think was the New Day and the War Raiders conclusion, because it was very similar to when the War Raiders and the American Made match had just ended abruptly because American Made got themselves DQ'd, but they ended up cooking a couple of weeks later. So I'm hoping that the New Day
is now following.
Oh, I appreciate you. The New Day have another opportunity at the titles, because they did indeed win by way of DQ. Jey and Gunther, I only say there's a little bit of advancement because you see there's a bit of attitude in Jey. However, I will say and echo what I said during the segment. Although there was a bit of advancement given the conclusion of everything and him finally saying, I gotta get you. The mere fact that Gunther didn't say a word, he almost seemed amused by Jey's inability to put his hands on him. I'm glad that he finally said it, but it didn't necessarily move the needle for me in its totality. There's only advancement because it seems as if that's the case with the storyline, but here it is. But whatever the case may be, this was a good episode of Monday Night Raw. Lock in on this national championship. Oh, it started at what, 8:30? So what, we 2 hours in? Let me see here. Houston. Oh, wow. Oh, damn, they tied up. Shit. Final 8 minutes. Well, what do you know? Yeah. Am I going to do commentary on the UFL games? Has the UFL even started? And I probably don't see myself doing it. Let me see here. Did they start? Oh, it did already? When? March 28th. Oh, it's week 3 coming up? Oh, yeah, it's clipped. Yeah, it's clipped. I would be way behind. Yeah, it's clipped. I didn't even know. I was in, I guess the weekend it started is when I went to Hawaii. Yeah, so I don't even know. It might be clipped for them. Next time I'm going live, what's today? This is the 7th. I don't have any other. You know what? I've been going for a very long time. Why don't we try to go live every day? I'm going to try to go live every day this week. Every day of this week. I'm going to try to go live every day of this week because it's been a while. And then the bit of the sabbatical was all right. So I'm going to try to go live every single day of this week. At least Twitch would be that all the time. Little G, well, one of the gaming would have to happen during the week for sure. So it wouldn't just, and I would like to do like those just chatting, like we just kick it, talk about life kind of stuff. So there's that. Oh, Dreadhead, you asked when we back on Sonic Heroes. My GameCube has been doing this very bizarre. I don't want to say it's bizarre. I guess it's standard practice with the fucking, like you have a GameCube for a while. It starts doing the whole disc can't be read. Like that was a problem that we kept having with the Sonic Heroes last time. So there's that. What are my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch pricing situation? I literally found out yesterday when I was out and that they're having a Nintendo Switch 2. I've been playing the original Nintendo Switch. I think it's outside. But I've been playing the original Nintendo Switch, Mega Man. I just beat Mega Man 2. Battle Network 2, and then I'm moving on to 3. I'm not playing any of it on stream, but that's just something that is like, hey, all right, I'll just play a game or something to pass time. But there is that. What happened to your GameCube as well? You got tight. Play those games on your Wii now because I have the Game Bit screwdriver to essentially fix the laser, but sometimes there's just it'll just say I can't read this or whatever the case is. So there's a, have I ever played Mega Man 10 or Mega Man X? I don't think so. So yeah. KT Chris said, like you were saying, you made 100 subscribers on YouTube channel. Hey! KT Chris done made it to 100 subscribers on YouTube. Hey, big W for you, fam. Big W for you. What's the pricing for the Nintendo Switch 2? $600 in Canada? Oh my. Damn. I always played the Battle Network. So Miss Cutie Paws said, or maybe Gunther should have responded saying he loved every minute of beating Jey and regrets nothing he did really to add to the evil of his character. I actually agree with that. I think he'll most likely get into that next week. But Jey bringing up like, okay, having to explain to his mother, hospital, all this other stuff, that's all well and good. I think there needed to be some element of physicality that happens. You know, the best thing that they could have possibly done is if they added in, and I know it sounds crazy now, given what we saw from, Gunther leading into the feud, but we saw a couple of bad brawls between Jey trying to get back at Gunther, right? If Adam Pearce came out 2 weeks ago and said, enough is enough. He's initiating a clause similar to what happened with Triple H and Steve Austin all those years ago, where whoever touches who essentially forfeits their place at Mania or whatever the case is. So if Gunther puts his hand on Jey, he's going to be stripped from the title. And if Jey puts his hands on Gunther, he's going to be out of the match at Mania. If you invoke a clause like that, what Gunther does to Jimmy gets 100x'd because Jey can't do nothing. And if you now have him handcuffed and you got to watch him, so now Jay's only response would be to maybe go and get Kaiser or do something, right? But I think if they added that element, it makes things even better, because this week, although Jey can come out and say, yo, I'm not afraid of you no more, I got to get you, or whatever the case is, it's kind of difficult for me to have further belief in you when you watched your brother get his ass beat, bloodied, bludgeoned, and put into the ICU before you. You were so angry to where you were saying to Gunther, I'm going to kill your ass. And 1 week later, you stand face to face with him, and now you talking about, I'm not scared of you no more, and you don't put hands on him? If there was a stipulation that prevented him, and you could see Jey trying his hardest to hold himself back because he'll squander an opportunity if he put hands on him, then I'm good with it. Then I'm good with it. But because Jey had been getting bitched for so long, and then now you want some, I'm not scared of you no more. You're not scared of him no more for what reason? Because you've had enough and now you've crossed that line? Well, you would have to show us that you crossed that line. So next week on the Go Home Raw before Mania, what they're going to need to do, Jey is going to have to look like Bloodline Jey. Jey is going to have to go so fucking crazy to where you truly believe he's not afraid of Gunther no more. Now, I will say this much. Gunther's the champion. So if you have Son look weak right before Mania, that's not really a good look. But since Kaiser doesn't have a match, and Kaiser is the underling of Gunther, have Jey have a match with Kaiser, or he comes across Kaiser, or Kaiser tries to attack Jey while Jey's cutting a promo, and have Jey lay waste to Kaiser, similar to the same way that Gunther laid waste to Jimmy. You gonna need to see the Jey Uso of the bloodline. Him saying, oh, I need to get you and all this other stuff, that's cool. But we haven't seen that Jey in a long time. You got to show us that you're still capable in order to make the people believe, per se. So that's kind of like, if we don't have that crash out, we're not going to believe that it's going to happen at Mania. So I think that's what's ought to happen. AJ said, what kind of desk do I have? 63 by 55. No, I think this is 75 by 63. No, 60. This one's 55. So this is definitely not 63. I think this is 75 by 63. 75 by 55 rising desk. I got it on Amazon. So it's like a rising desk. I can raise it up and lower it. It's a good desk. Edgar said, thoughts on the Charlotte Tiffany promo on Friday? Hated it. Absolutely hated it. Felt forced. Tiffany wanted to get something in edgewise, which I completely understand. Charlotte just couldn't overcome the boos in Chicago, or I felt like she didn't even want to. So it just is, it's a bad build. It's just a really bad build. And they have 2 weeks to save it, really. But it's really bad right now. Yeah. Yeah, they went off script. They definitely went off script. But I think Tiffany tried to do everything in her power to get a one-up on Charlotte, and then Charlotte looked terrible because she couldn't get a word in and then was almost unwilling to speak through the crowd. Because when the crowd is booing and everything, there's one of the reasons why I've always felt like if I was to go into wrestling and I had like nuclear heat like this, you lean into it. Charlotte is the heel here. They're booing you and trying to drown you out. The best thing to do is you lean into the boos. Lean into, you don't got to do no Undertaker. Hey, I want you to say what if you sleep with your sister? And then that's how you stop them. Or when Alexa used to say what if, I think she said, say what if you're, I forget what she said. She said, say what something. Somebody will know in the chat off the top of their head. But with them booing Charlotte, she should have leaned into it. Because you heard on 3 different occasions, she kept trying to say the same shit and the crowd kept booing and then she stopped. And then she addressed them, said Chicago, and didn't say anything after that. So it was a terrible by Charlotte. And like I mentioned earlier, the moment she said, okay, Tiffany, I'm going to let you get the last word. And Tiffany went for the low blow and talked about Charlotte's personal life. And then Charlotte said, I'm going to let you, when she said, I'm going to let you get the last word. And then afterwards mentioning Kaiser, you said you were going to let her get the last word. And then here you are forcing yourself to get another word in. It don't work. So there's a problem that exists there. So Miss Cutie Pie said, which is crazy, out of all people to get rattled by boos at Charlotte. And you know what's wild? A piece of me feels like Charlotte wasn't even rattled by the boos. I think when she first returned after winning the Rumble and she was trying to cut this promo of overcoming the odds and overcoming the injury, and the crowd legitimately said, boo, we don't like you, Nepo baby. And she essentially was, I guess, trying to return face, but then ultimately ended up as a heel. She leaned into it after the fact. Why during this promo didn't she lean into it? I don't know, but it is what it is. Oh, Alexa said, say what if you're a failure? Well, there it is. So overall, they have 2 weeks to recover, but it just seems like they're unprofessional with each other. And it doesn't feel like the hatred actually breeds chemistry. The best example that I can use, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, all of last year. The heat felt so genuine. There were multiple different points in their promos to where you're like, yo, there is no, you already know there's no script for CM Punk. He's, in my opinion, the greatest conversational promo in the history of wrestling. When you're talking about, and it's not just impassioned, like CM Punk can do every kind of promo that you want from him. But conversational promos, I think it's second to none. Nobody's close to him, right? Maybe Piper would be next, but then Piper needs that inflection of anger, you know? But at the same time, I think nobody's close to CM Punk, right? Drew McIntyre and Punk, you felt legitimate animosity. And even if, and I think McIntyre had mentioned on a podcast recently, like, we really don't like each other, but we have amazing chemistry and we were able to be professional and make it work. If Charlotte and Tiffany genuinely don't like each other, all right, but there's still no chemistry. Like, nothing's there. And what's wild is they be matching fits, wearing the same color, almost the same sequence. You would have thought they hit each other up like, yo, what you wearing today? Oh, you got on black and a mini skirt? I got on black and a mini skirt. Oh, you wearing this type of ring gear? Cool. I'm gonna wear this type of ring gear. And they, outside of the clothes, there's no chemistry. None. The cadence on the mic is missing. In the brawls, Tiffany missed every moonsault. They just don't mesh. They just don't mesh. So I don't know, man. I just don't know. Sergeant Petuenio said, I can't get enough of it. Carlito got speared from the east to the west, back to the east, back to the west. He's going to need a medic. Somebody please call a goddamn EMT. Ain't that the truth? I guess I could utilize that to get the hell up out of here. So when the time comes and I call Eddie. So, but with that being said, we go in live each day of the week at miscellaneous times, I must say. Tomorrow, I have to get on the phone with the insurance company because State Farm, you might have to count your days because based on how our conversation goes tomorrow, you will or will no longer have my services anymore. Motherfuckers increased my father's car insurance by 50%. Some bitch was $1,900 for 6 months, which already sounds crazy, but it was $1,900 for 6 months. How the fuck we get the bill? Dudes talk about it's going to be $3,368. What? It is a statewide increase. What are you talking about? Statewide increase by $1,500? Are you out of your mind? You out of your mind? So when I went to the office today, I told him, hey, you call me at noon tomorrow, and we going to have a conversation. I promise you, we either leaving or you bringing the price back to the regular price. But that's neither here nor there. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all tuning into the doggone stream. One more bronze spear, and we're going to send Carlito to the Shadow Realm, and Eddie is going to take us up out of here. I will see you guys Twitch, most likely, tomorrow. We should probably either play some games tomorrow. I think that'd be much more appropriate. Or maybe we just go live and kick it. So who knows? We could do it on YouTube too. So I'll catch you guys later. Braun, send Carlito to the Shadow Realm, please.
Thanks for coming, Carlito. He was
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake!
Eddie, take us up.
Good night. Suck my dick. Bye-bye.